A special treat today. He is honestly one of the best interviews going in the game because he is a world-class talker, maybe even a world-class trash talker. He's Ben Askren from the local area, Hartland Arrowhead wrestler, gone on to great things, won multiple titles in the MMA ranks. Now, Ben, you're finally going to UFC. What took so long?
Well, obviously it's been a long road, and you never know where life's going to take you sometimes. But I did my time with Bellator. That was 2009 to 13. And then the free agency period, which was looked upon by UFC, it didn't work out. Went to one championship. I fought in Asia from 2014 to when I retired. I retired in 2017 in November. But I retired with the contingencies. I said if I get to fight some of the guys who are ranked above me in the world, all of who resided in the UFC, that I would do that. And, it blew my mind. In September, one championship called, and they said, what do you think about being traded? And I said, can you even do that? Like, is that legal? Is this legal? Are we sure? And they said, yeah, it's legal, and we're going to trade you for Demetrius Johnson. I said, well, sure, go for it. And, it took a while to get all the paperwork done. And, what they called me, they said, okay, it's done. And I was like, really?
You made history, though. I mean,
yeah,
that's the
history, the first one ever in mixed martial arts. So, I had, in life you play out these scenarios in your head, and I played out all these scenarios about how I was going to get my opportunity to prove I was the best. And even in my crazy head, not one time was there a scenario where it said I'm getting traded. Like no one foresaw that happening. So, but it's fantastic. It's brought a lot of attention, and a lot of people are now excited to see me get the shot that I think long time I've deserved.
You've won championships in Bellator and won. What does it mean to you to have this shot at a title in UFC at some point?
Sure. Well, I mean, number one, I'd be the first fighter to own all three belts, right? There's never been a fighter before this to own belts in all three major organizations, which I would be the first one. And the other thing is that the only people ranked above me right now are fighting in the UFC. And so for me to be able to go challenge some of those guys who I've wanted to challenge will be a huge deal, and I'm looking forward to it very much.
You said that you retired. You're not you're not an old guy, you're not a young guy, but what made you say, you know what, I've done this, this isn't going to happen, I'm done? I'm
a big sports fan, Lance, and the one thing you read about they all hang on too long. They all hang on too long, and that was when I don't want to be in here too late in my career. And I didn't ever foresee myself fighting this long, but I didn't get the opportunity to fight the guys I wanted to fight. And so, obviously, sometimes the opportunity doesn't come when you want to, but when the opportunity comes, when it knocks on the door, you got to kick that door down and say, boom, it's my turn now.
Are you as good as you've ever been, do you feel?
Well, I'm obviously past my physical prime. There's no doubt about that. I feel old when I get done with training sessions, but the thing with the mixed martial arts is I didn't start till I was 24.
True.
And so I'm just building these skills. And so skill-wise, I'm better than I've ever been before. I understand the sport in a different way. And so, I think I'm as good as I've ever been, despite the fact that I'm slightly past my physical prime.
Training all the time with Sergio Pettis, Anthony Pettis, Tyron Woodley, what has that meant to you and just to have that stable at Rufus Sport and to make you what you are today?
Obviously I had a lot of really great fighters, and there's, we could list all the other ones. And, I said a bunch of them are fighting in Milwaukee. This is going to be an awesome card, December 15th coming up. Gerald Mearshart, another one that's been a huge training partner of mine. It's fantastic, and obviously despite the fact that I fought in one, I always trained with the guys that were the best in the world. And, we all train. It's not like we fight for different organizations. It doesn't mean we don't train together.
Right.
And so learned a lot from everybody, and obviously it's prepared me for this time.